Hey guys, Ronan Unchained, and happy Star Wars Day for all you Star Wars fans. May 4th, 40th anniversary, dude.
40.
Yeah, 40th anniversary. I'm here with AJ Cosmic, and right now we're just gonna have a little mini geek out of Star Wars and why we have it in a special place in our hearts. But I'll start with you. What about you, AJ? What got you into Star Wars? What was your introduction into it? Why did you start liking this stuff?
Well, honestly, no. I used to watch like the episode 4, 5.
The originals?
Yeah, the original ones. I used to watch them, but then I stopped. I stopped watching Star Wars, and then all of a sudden these newer ones came out, the prequels. And I started liking those, okay? Only because they used a little more modern technology into making them, and it just looked better to me, I guess. A lot of people would say that the originals were so much better than the prequels, and this and that, and blah, blah, blah. Personally, I'm a big fan of the prequels.
Yeah, don't get me wrong.
It's gonna be like blasphemy in the comments.
No. It's like I always tell people. If you like the prequels, fine, okay for you. But I think it's sacrilegious if you think the prequels are better than the originals. That's sacrilegious. You're not liking prequels because, to me, even though I don't think that they're close to the style or what Star Wars is, in my opinion, they're still good stories. They're still good ideas.
Well, yeah, they're the story. Yeah, I mean, it's there. It's just the only reason why I like the prequels because they look better. That's it. That's pretty much like if they were to remaster. But they can't. They obviously can't have the original characters because the characters are older now.
Yeah.
They can't. And Princess Leia died. So that's it's sad. But if you can make it the same way with the same actors, the same age, and they had our modern technology, obviously I would probably like those ones better.
How about let's do this because I don't take jazz, but hear me out with this. Do you like because most of that, at least Episode 2, Attack of the Clones, was CG. Episode 1 and 3 has some practical effects. I love practical effects. If you watch the first and original film, A New Hope, all practical with the CG, the special effects being for the air fights, the space fights. Do you like the balance of practical effects and CG, or you're more just CG? Because me seeing a monster puppet with its face like Yoda in the original, that's what blew my mind. But
I don't know about that. I mean, it doesn't obviously if you were to look at it now compared to if you actually did use CGI, you obviously can tell that's a puppet. You can obviously tell. You want things to look a little more realistic, a little more like kind of like what the hell is that? Like with Yoda, you can say like, oh, that's a puppet. Like they actually use the CGI, and then it's like, holy shit, it's like a little actually moving creature. And CGI gives you more creative more creative options. So yeah, I'm a pretty big fan of CGI. I don't think with the puppet he never did. Yoda never even fought. He was just sitting there.
It was all CG.
Yeah, but
I like that. I'll give him that about the CG about Yoda fighting. I like that because his Dooku fight, even though it's not all spectacular, it's kind of cool. His fight against Darth Sidious. Emperor Palpatine, that's a cool fight, and I was kind of sad when he sort of lost. But yeah, I find the balance more of practical and CG. But you said that you were introduced with the originals, but you were gravitated and blown away by the prequels imagery, the visuals.
Pretty much, yeah. It's also like the story. I honestly.
And you like the clones?
To me, like the Clone Wars and everything like that. That was like the best era for me to watch because. I don't know what it is about war. I honestly don't know what it is. My favorite topic in history is World War II.
There's good stories behind the war, even though war is a terrible thing.
Yeah.
There's good stuff about it. There's themes to be told and lessons to be learned.
So obviously this wasn't a real war, so I don't feel too bad about liking it. But I think that it shows you the way it starts. It shows you how the domino effect happened in the story. Rather than just putting you in the middle and saying this happened, it shows you like a backstory of how it came to be, and I like that in a story. So I don't like it when they just put you straight in the middle. Even though the story is really good, I like to see like how it all started, how we got where we were, not just here's Darth Vader. Like how did Darth Vader become Darth Vader? He was good, he went bad, he went kind of rogue, and then he joined the dark side. You know, it's sort of like that. So and it looked good. So
nice. My introduction is that I grew up with the prequels as a kid. As a kid, I liked them. I look back at them. What? But as a kid, yeah, the visuals blew my mind away. I actually do remember going to the theaters to see Attack of the Clones and Revenge of the Sith. I remember for Revenge of the Sith, it was a fucking mess in Hollywood to get tickets. Everywhere was sold out. But I grew up with those. But I remember my first time seeing Star Wars film was I went to like a grocery store and my mom took me with her. And back then, VHS. For those who probably don't know what VHS, we grew up with VHS. We had to actually rewind the whole fucking movie to get to a certain part. We can't just beep. Anyways, a gentleman was selling VHS movies outside the grocery. And they're like, $4, $4. And I told my mom, come on, I want one. Can you buy me one? And she's like, okay, go choose. Nothing caught my attention. Nothing caught my attention. And then I got to this box of VHS, and there was this green guy with like ears. And it was like, it was dope seeing this alien thing. And I remember reading the title, Return of the Jedi. And after the title, there was these two figures fighting with a little, like a laser sword, green and red. And I'm like, Jedi, what the fuck does that mean? I didn't say as a kid, what the fuck, but I'm like, what is Jedi? What is that? And so, even before reading the synopsis behind it, I was like, I want this, I want this. I was like, okay, $4. On my way home, I'm excited to see this movie called Return of the Jedi. I open up the box. I didn't open the box back then. Open it, and I'm like, it says Star Wars. I'm like, what? What is this? They're like, Dead Old Man Roberts? Was I conned to getting a fucking bad tape? And so I told my mom, she's like, no, you're keeping that. We're not going to go back to return it. And I'm like, fuck, okay. I won't be able to see Return of the Jedi. I played it. A long time ago in a galaxy far away. I think I was on crack too. Like I was smoking weed. It felt like smoking weed. I didn't smoke weed, but it must feel like that. That first time.
Like it didn't say Return of the Jedi on the tape?
It didn't say Return of the Jedi. It said Star Wars. And at that time, it wasn't labeled Episode 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Now it is. Back then, it was just Star Wars, The Empire Strikes Back, and Return of the Jedi. So I thought it was con. I accidentally got introduced it from the beginning. How Episode 4, and I saw it, and it just, I wanted. Princess Leia was my girlfriend when I was a little kid. I wanted to be Han Solo. Chewbacca was my best friend. I wanted to have Millennium Falcon. After that, I was like, this movie's amazing. And then I remember my dad going like, oh, you saw Star Wars? Yeah, they have another movie. And I'm like, there are more of these? You gotta go. Let's go get them. Empire Strikes Back came in. That was one of the first movies that I cried. I cried. Because for a second I thought Han Solo was gonna die. And then that reveal of I Am Your Father, I was like, I remember I had to replay it. I'm like, what did he say?
You know he was supposed to die, right?
Han Solo?
Yeah, that's how they originally had it, but they didn't have him die. And then this past one where he actually died, he always how's it spoilers? The new one's gonna.
I know.
For the people who are watching this right now and are being spoiled for this freaking it's been 2 years. It's the 7th episode, right?
Yeah.
Freaking, if you're being spoiled, right, go watch the damn movie. What are you doing here?
It's been 2 years since the movie came out.
Yeah. So, okay. Anyways, what was I gonna say?
About Han Solo, how Harrison Ford actually wanted him to die.
He wanted him to die. Like he's like, I want my character to die. That's why he died.
After Empire, because he thought that there was no reason for him to live. That he didn't want to kill Han Solo. He just wanted his character to be more of a grounded thing, to mean something, be a sacrifice. Which is noble, but at the same time, don't kill Han Solo.
No, yeah, nobody liked Han Solo dying, even though he wanted to die. You know, like.
Star Wars, Empire Strikes Back, and then later on, I think a couple years after seeing the original 2, I got to Jedi, and I'm like, so this is the fucking movie that I almost. So imagine if I saw Episode 6 instead of Episode 4 first. I would be like, okay, why is the guy in the mask his dad? Why is this big worm thing? What's with the couple over here? What's with the droid? So I accidentally got introduced to Star Wars correctly with episode 4. But yeah, that was my introduction to it, and the rest, as they say, is history. I mean, this guy, God bless him, that 2 years ago when episode 7 was coming out, they said that we're gonna do a marathon. Theaters were gonna do a marathon.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. That was like a 16-hour marathon, wasn't it? Something like that, like
close to like
14,
close to like 24.
24.
So they when Force Awakens came out, they were gonna show episodes 1 through 6, and then 7 for the 7 o'clock release on Thursday night. This guy, God bless him, he was able to take me like an hour drive, an hour and a half drive, to spend almost a day, practically a day in a theater to watch all these films together. And when we got there, we had to wait 6 hours until the marathon started. We barely found good seats. And on top of that, and I feel about the prequels, we had to start with episode 1. So for the first 3 movies, we just keep hearing boo, boo, boo. And then when we got to episode 4, 5, and 6, we're like, yes, finally, oh my gosh, I'm alive. But yeah, thank you again for doing that.
Imagine if they added Rogue. I think if they added if Rogue One was made back then, I think it would have been a lot more enjoyable, because that's like the Rogue One ended in the beginning of episode 4, yeah. Which is something that I completely loved about Rogue One. I mean,
it connected it.
Yeah, like it basically connected both. It was like that little connection for both. So if Rogue One would have been in that marathon, I think it would have been a little better.
I would have loved it. I would have been a little bit more tired than I was, but I would have loved it. But yeah, speaking of films, the movies that we love. So since you're more of a prequel guy, I'm more of an original guy, and there's 8 films now, including Rogue One.
Mm-hmm.
What's your favorite Star Wars movie? You have to pick one.
If I were to pick one, one out of all, I'd say
out of 8.
Out of 8,
yeah.
I would probably say Revenge of the Sith would be my favorite film.
Revenge of the Sith.
Third movie. I've always been like, that's the movie that I just can't skip through. Like I can't usually there's movies that you'd see where you'd only have like a favorite part. This is a movie where I like to see the entire thing. And if we were to play like right now, you want to say, hey, let's watch Revenge of the Sith. I'll watch Revenge of the Sith. Shit, hell yeah. So I think Revenge of the Sith, mainly because it had like really to do with the Clone Wars and then the fall
of Anakin.
So like about Order 66 and everything like that, like it had to do with all that. Like that's where like the climax of the entire series kind of started. So that's mainly why
I think all of us fans can agree, even though a lot of us poo-pooed the prequels, we could agree that if we were to choose out of one film out of the prequels, Revenge of the Sith is the best by far out of all of them. But yeah, that's a good choice. I remember that one was like heavily into it, and before I started making the connections of Anakin, before I started actually like connecting the films, I was still shocked that Anakin ended up being Darth Vader, and seeing the fall, and yeah, that Order 66 scene is brutal. I haven't seen that. A lot of people might bash me about this. I haven't seen Clone Wars yet. I haven't seen Clone Wars. You've seen it. You love it. Our brother's watching it. He's loving it.
Wait, you haven't seen the series yet?
No.
What the hell?
Well, we got into it. What's our favorite film? But what do you want to see in the future of Star Wars? Whether it be a show, a specific show, or a movie. What do you want to happen Last Jedi or the next animated series?
Well, for a new movie, get a new villain, get a new, like, not a Death Star. Have them create something else. Maybe, like, I don't know. Yeah. Then again, how do you think of something that can destroy planets? I don't know, like what else? Destroy galaxies?
I just think that we should just stay away from that for a while, because we've been using it for a while, and be
more
like implement the war stuff from Rogue One into the new series. Oh, what happened? GoPro style. Yep, the camera died. Regular camera died, but we're gonna use this instead because that's all I got, and actually looks cool. Actually, get to see Dune brighter, and the poster's a little bit brighter. That's another whoa, it just disappeared. But yeah, we were talking about please do not use the Death Star anymore. Be a little bit more creative. And but what would you want to see in the future? Whether it be the movies or in the animated series, the new animated series.
Let's see. We can't really bring back any of the old characters from the original movies or the clone or the prequels or anything like that. Just kind of have like a new. Okay.
I think I could think of one.
Just have a new story. a new person, someone else that you have the audience connect with. Because we don't have many of those because, for episode 7, we still have like Luke Skywalker still, which is someone that we've connected with before and this and that and blah, blah, blah. But then now we want to see a story, or what I want to see, is a story around, what's her name again, in the movie? Rey. A story around Rey. Connect with her. Be like, please don't die. That kind of connection, like, don't die. And in the I haven't really gone into Rebels, honestly. I've rewatched the Clone Wars like so many times.
It's fucking awesome.
Ahsoka's in the Rebels, and I was always wondering where the Spoilers. You know this anyways because you watched Rebels, but I'm not gonna take any more out of that.
Just something happens, cool, and it's like, whoa. But yeah, for me, I would say from what I saw of the Last Jedi trailer, it's gonna go not Empire Strikes Back way, beat by beat, but it is gonna go dark, and I just want to see Luke fight with the green
darker.
And for the animated series, since Rebels is concluding, season 4 will be its last season. I'd say bridge episode 7 and episode 6 and 7. The books, the canon books, like for example, let's see. For example, like Aftermath or Bloodline, who I haven't read, and I'm gonna catch up. Do my best to read these books. But since those books are bridging a lot, I want to see the bridging also in terms of like in motion in the animated series. Yes, unfortunately, Carrie Fisher passed away. May she rest in peace. Kenny Baker as well passed away. May he rest in peace. He was R2-D2. What happened to Luke psychologically? What was he doing right after he buried his father and was celebrating with the Ewoks?
So go in a little more in depth, but you can't really do that with him being so old now.
True. No, but you can use the voice because it's animated.
Oh, okay, yeah, you're talking about the animated. Yeah. Okay.
Or you could just hire actors who sound like that because Ewan McGregor doesn't voice the animated series, and David Arnold, I forgot his name, does sound like Master Obi-Wan Kenobi. But yeah, our hope for the future, our reason why we love this, and our favorite films. We got it down for you for Star Wars Day. I hope you guys have a great day, a great rest of the year. We will do our absolute best to give you guys a review of Rebels, and we're definitely going to go see Last Jedi. Hopefully they show a double feature so we can see 7 and 8 together. But yeah, that's going to be our Star Wars Day May the 4th vlog video. I am Ronan Unchained.
I'm AJ Cosmic.
And we'll see you guys in the next video. And may the Force be with you.